I'm coming. Just give me a second. I'm back. I need to get the book. Anyway, hi. I want to talk about the book that I read. It is Born a Crime by Trever. It's not the book. It's not. It's different. But I want to tell you a story behind this book as well. Basically, this book is a C. But it was the gift from my dear friend to my 18-year-old birthday, and I just really value this book. That's why I never opened it yet, and I'm not into traveling yet as well. So yeah, why I'm showing it is because she brought me something really important note that I showed you already, which is in Russian. I have to read in Russian at first. Попутно ветер куда бы ты направлялся, which means no, направился. Sorry, it's my bad. I cannot read Russian words. Oh my god, I feel terrible. Anyway, which means I wish you good luck whenever you go. Yes, it's basically the translation. And I really value this book and always remind me about her. And yeah, I'm really happy that I have this book. Will I open the book and read it? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, back to the so about that, technically University of Berlin, and I studied there. Sometimes I visit a couple times a week, but sometimes not, because most time I visit the library. Yeah. Anyway, I want to talk about the book. See, I want to talk about this book that I bought like a couple weeks ago, I guess, maybe a week ago. I don't remember. So basically, I don't read actual books. What do I mean by that? I just always read online on my phone. That's all. But sometimes it's hurtful for my eyes, and another reason, yes, I'm outside, that's why it's a bit kind of noisy. Another reason that I will tell a story. One time when I was in Frankfurt, I was on the train. You look around sometimes and see what others do. And one girl, I remember, she was reading a book by Trevor Noah. It's autobiography. If you don't know him, he's like a comedian based in the United States. So he has his own TV show. He hosts of it. He's very popular, to be honest. So, and I was kind of interested in that, and never heard about that he has book. So I would like to ask her what was the book about, or just what she thought about the book. But I didn't do that because I was covered. I guess I don't remember the reason, but I didn't approach her. So yeah, and I guess after a year, I still decided to take the book to read it. I don't remember, maybe more than a year. So it's more like last book that I read, and it was really, to be honest, really cool. But it was online. So the story of it, what I told you, I mean, the not stories, a lot of it that sometimes you have to read actual books to kind of help people to choose new books for them. So yeah. A month ago, I had a conversation about the books I was reading at that time, and it was actually a book about Trevor Noah's life in South Africa. So, and one of my friend I was telling it is like Born in Crime by Trevor Noah. Like, she's like, who? I'm like, Trevor Noah. And she's like, I know him. And I'm like, how can you not him? I mean, maybe she's not like interested in the US TV shows, etc. But basically, if you know him, he's like comedian. He's like evening show host, yes, in the United States. So yeah, I'm that kind of person that if I have opportunity to get to know somebody better, who I look up to a lot, I would say, not a lot, at some points, and I would love to use this opportunity. So he had a book, and I used that opportunity, and I'm really happy about that. That was like another reason why I would recommend to read you. For me, it was like headshot. I will not tell a lot of stories out of the book because the video will last forever. Then I don't want to. So let's get started. Starting with the first chapter of the book, he describes her mother's life, and her mother is the most important person to him because she created she made all opportunity for him, and she's the reason why he ended up being where he is right now. So, but what kind of person her mom was? She was really resistant to the system that was at that time. It was apartheid. Apartheid is like when European people were in charge of that territory, and there were like laws against dark-colored people. And to being a dark-colored woman there and just hanging out with white people, it was really hard to getting good job as well. That's why she learned the English language very soon and very well, I guess, to get a job and to have opportunity to give her son to a private education. That's why he speaks very well. So yeah, I guess he got British accent, but he can kind of imitate other accents very well. That's why he's so famous. Anyway, why it's called Born in Crime? Because his dad is Swedish. Basically, it was like a law against having sexual intercourse with dark-colored people for white. But no, I'm sorry. It was a law that dark-colored people cannot have sexual intercourse with white women. You cannot. You get arrested, you will sent to the jail, etc. But otherwise, it will work. So, one time, when her mom met her dad, she was treated differently by him, and he was really against that stupid system. And I don't remember what he called that. It was written in the book. So. But he was just against the system, the apartheid system. So that's why they got along, and her mother kind of asked her to make a baby because it will be different, and it will be like different life for her as well for the child, and that's why he was born. Technically, it was crime because even for white people, it was like not allow it, but if they get caught, it's fine. Just nobody cares. And Trever got different skin color, different just background, different culture because he was treated differently. He was not black enough to the black people, not white enough for the white people. It was so but that's why he was hanging around with a lot of people during the school time and after that as well. So yeah, but still, her dad couldn't his dad couldn't see him as often because on the street you cannot just white person with a black woman. It wasn't allowed at that time. And one of the funniest stories is during school time. It was he was kind of selling some songs, CD players, and DJing. It was really a thing at that time. So during school time, I don't remember a specific age, but he was selling some CD players, songs, and DJing at the time. And he was invited to one of the Jewish parties, and he was excited about that. And to the party, he invited his friends and one of the dancers. And guess what was his name? Hitler. Oh my god. The funny story is he heard about it, but I mean the story, but it was in Europe, not in South Africa. It's nothing to do with them. And when it was announcing his dance movements, he was saying out loud during that party Hitler. Everybody was so shocked and he was telling that. like he was kicked out of the party. And yeah, it's a funny story he was telling as well about names, how South African people give to their children. It was based on the what's it like, I would say, and something like that. But it's a very funny fact that European people brought Bible to them basically. That's why they start to believe. And her mom, especially, always tried to go to Sunday churches to pray with him, and always had like debate with him, like, can we not go? I'm just sick. I don't want to go to, like, because they were like poor, and to go there you have to like to go to cover a lot of distance with the car. Sometimes the car broke down, and you just have to go. And yeah, that was that was pretty funny, I would say. One of the saddest moments, I would say, to him, not to him, to her, of course to him as well, and to her mom, that her mom got shot by her second husband to her head, but she didn't die. It was like mystery, I would say. And it was like at that time, when was I guess 20, 21, and I don't remember what age, but he got out of mom's home and started to do some comedies, just hanging around, just making his own money in that direction. And but other side, her mom's second marriage didn't go well, and the man's second husband, Abdel, or Abel, I don't remember what was his name. She lost a lot of money. She drank a lot, and that's why he tried to kill her mom. Why? Because he said that she kind of destroyed his life. It was kind of This was kind of like revenge for him, and he couldn't do that. So yeah, because why? Because we're going to start because her mom was like kind of the woman that doesn't need help. She was like responsible. She always could find a job and work and find the money, and kind of it will just go against her husband's mindset, I would say, made him crazy. So at one day, like when everything was gone, and she left him as well, and she kind of tried to get everything back. I would say something like, I mean, not get back, just kill her, but didn't. And Trevor was so terrified when I was heard about that. She was in the hospital, get shocked, and he thought she would die, but she didn't. And of course, what she did, that um, God saved her. And Trevor was so terrified to kind of would like to call her second husband. He thought that he just had a discussion, something like that, and ended up being nothing. And nothing happened to her second husband because the situation with the uh, police is really terrible when women come to them and they don't take it as serious because domestic violence is not a thing. I think it's still the thing there. I mean, nobody cares about that. You have to take care of that. Her husband has to take care of that. Yeah. And it was really like, for me, especially reading that part of it's really hard because it's emotionally hard to read because what's happening there. And when she likely she survived that because it was a situation that she jumped to him um, to avoid getting killed by others, son, children, and everybody. That's why she only got shot, but still, she got lucky and she survived. It's amazing. It's and what happened to her husband? Like, I guess he continued to live. What I want to say at the end of the video that getting to know the culture is so unfamiliar to me. Where I come from, I'm just Middle Asian. We just don't read any news. We do read, but like not know a lot about culture. What's happening in South Africa. And like I'm just completely different race, and he as well. Like he's like mixed one, and seeing that just learning about apartheid and what was happening there. One of friends here in Germany told that they're still thing like kind of difference, like rich people are literally different. Like for example, Europe, like this democratic, yes, we just said like rich people is great. If you're gonna reach, you can do it. For example, in South Africa, it's like for example, for Europe, it's or other countries, it's like normal life. Like it's like everybody uses the same buses, the same like institution can go, etc. But in South Africa, I think still doesn't exist. So yeah, and what taught me the book, I would say, I just, being less ignorant, you cannot judge, you cannot see anything, or in everything as well about others. So try to get to know a bit about other culture by reading and get to know people as well.